Italian journalist and transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has stated, here we go, Villarreal to Tottenham Hotspur, Arnaut Danjuma, an initial loan deal, but we do have an option to buy the player for £27 million. The player has come out and said, there is so much I want to achieve in my career. Harry Kane has stated he wants to win trophies at Tottenham and states there is no reason why he can't do that this season. Reports are stating there is interest from Spurs in Brentford goalkeeper David Raya, and reports are stating that Spurs are open to letting right back Jed Spence go out on loan in the next 7 days, as he has only played 5 minutes of Premier League football for Spurs this season. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Let's start with a report from Nottinghamshire Live. They are stating that Tottenham Hotspur are open to letting former Nottingham Forest loanee Jed Spence leave on loan in the final week of the January transfer window, prompting talk of a possible move back to the City ground. The wing-back was a standout player for the Reds last season as they rose from the bottom of the Championship to earn a place in the Premier League via the playoffs. Spence spent the season on loan with the club from fellow Championship side Middlesbrough. This report then states his performances for Nottingham Forest caught the eye, and while the Reds would have been keen to make his move permanent, the defender eventually completed a summer move to Tottenham Hotspur. It, however, has not gone as the player would have hoped. He has played a total of 5 minutes of Premier League football this season, coming on as a late sub in 4 games. He has been left out of the matchday squad entirely for the last 3 league matches. A report has just been published by the Metro newspaper, and they are stating that Manchester United, Chelsea and Tottenham have made contact with Brentford goalkeeper David Raya over a possible deal. Raya has been a standout performer for Brentford this season, who are enjoying a fantastic campaign and are currently 8th in the Premier League table, above Chelsea and Liverpool, with the Bees pushing for European qualification. This report then goes on to say that the 27-year-old Spain international has made a total of 143 appearances since he arrived at Brentford in 2019 from Blackburn Rovers and helped Thomas Frank's side clinch promotion to the top flight after winning the 2021 Championship playoffs. However, David Raya's current deal expires in 2024 and he has reportedly turned down several contract extensions, the latest which he rejected last week. Later on in this report from the Metro, it states that Tottenham and Chelsea want to bring in a new goalkeeper, with Spurs seeking a successor to their 36-year-old captain, Hugo Lloris. United and Spurs may be the more attractive destinations for David Raya, with Chelsea currently 10th in the Premier League table, below Brentford and 10 points off the top 4. On Tuesday, Italian journalist and transfer expert Gianluca Damasio has been talking about Harry Kane's contract and has come out and said that 2 meetings have taken place between Spurs and Harry Kane, and he is open to signing a new contract at Tottenham Hotspur. Harry Kane has been talking to the media in the last 24 hours about this subject and said there's not been much talk, if I'm completely honest. I'm sure there'll be conversations over the coming months, but to be honest, I'm just focused on this season and doing my best for the team. There is still a lot to play for, trying to get into the Champions League. We have the FA Cup and the Champions League still to try to win. My focus is on that. Harry Kane also said, I know there's going to be rumours, a lot of talk and speculation on my future, but I'm just focused on what I can do. Of course, I still want to win trophies for Tottenham Hotspur. That's been my goal since I started playing first team football with them. It hasn't happened. I've been really open about that, but I will continue to try and achieve that. We have a really good squad, a fantastic manager, and there's no reason why we can't still be successful this season. We've just got to put everything we can into it and see where we are come May. Now, on Tuesday afternoon, Italian journalist and transfer expert Fabrizio Romano gave us the here we go for Arnaut Danjuma, of course, the Villarreal winger. He is expected to be Tottenham's first signing of the January transfer window. Now, various reports have been published about this story. The Evening Standard are stating that Tottenham target Arnaut Danjuma has already explained why he is the perfect player for Antonio Conte. Spurs are closing in on a loan deal for the Villarreal winger, having successfully hijacked Everton's own bid despite the player agreeing terms and undergoing a medical. Danjuma is now expected to become Tottenham's first January signing as Antonio Conte looks to bolster his squad ahead of the return of Champions League football and a tough race to finish fourth. The 25-year-old has a history of playing in the Premier League with Bournemouth and told The Athletic last month of his desire to return. He said, "You always have to say yes. You can't shut the door to the Premier League." The competitiveness of the country, the way that the fans are, the way that football has been ingrained here in people's culture, the Premier League is a different kind of experience. At the right time, at the right moment in my career, you always have to be open to that. Now, back to the report from the Evening Standard. It states that Danjuma is extremely hard-working and has a deep desire to win, as he revealed to The Guardian last year, which is a requirement when part of an Antonio Conte team. He said, to be the best, you need to aim for more, and there's so much more I want to achieve. Danjuma, on his relationship with his managers, he said every manager has their own way of coaching the team and you should respect that as a player. But speaking to the manager can really help. What's the strategy? How do you want me to play in certain situations? Where do you think my qualities come out best? I'm very eager to learn everything about the game. He also said there are so many aspects in my game that I've improved. A lot of people who watch the game will say he's got this ability, he's got that ability, he scores goals. But they don't see the work in training, the movement I do, the videos I watch. I work with the striker coach on a daily basis. He sends me clips of every training session. I look into my movement, the way that I run, how I pop the ball off. I look into my shape, where I stand in the formation, where after the game we go through it and see there's a lot of stuff I can do better. Danjuma also said, I just want to look back on my career and feel that I've achieved the most possible. There's only one way of achieving that, and that's making sure I get the most out of every day. At the end of my career, I'll see where I am. Now, the Times newspaper have stated that Tottenham Hotspur will pay a £2.5 million loan fee for Danjuma, and they have an option to buy the player for £27 million. Now, my thoughts on these stories in this episode. Now, let's start by talking about the news from Fabrizio Romano, giving us a here we go. Arnaut Danjuma is just about to become our first signing of the January transfer window. Now, he has Premier League experience. Of course, he's played at Bournemouth. He's done very, very well for Villarreal. Played for them last season, played for them this season, scored many goals, created a lot of goals, been in amongst it, has had a good spell in Spain. He now wants to come back to the Premier League. Of course, he signed for Everton at the weekend. Certain paperwork wasn't signed. So, of course, Tottenham Hotspur have nipped in there and got this deal done. He is now at Hotspur Way having a medical. Now, every single time when we sign a player, I always ask myself, does this player improve our starting 11? I don't think he does. But I do think he is a good backup, and I do think that he will get game time from the bench. Of course, when we have injuries, and we've had many injuries this season to Heung-min Son and Kulusevski, etc. Lucas Moura has, of course, been out of the team for most of the season. So I think he will be another option for Antonio Conte. I think he will be a very good option. If we do go far in the Champions League and the FA Cup, he will be another good option, and he's got Champions League experience. Of course, Villarreal got to the semi-finals of the Champions League last season. He was a big part of that. So he has some good experience, good Premier League experience, good experience in the Champions League. So a decent player with a good goal return as well. Now, reports out stating that Jed Spence could go out on loan in the next 7 days. He has only played 5 minutes of Premier League football. Now, I think if you put yourself in his shoes, 5 minutes of Premier League football, and we're now in January, we're at the halfway stage of the Premier League season. If I was him, I'd probably want a loan out. although he's trying to impress Antonio Conte, and from many reports that I've read and seen, he has been working extremely hard at Hotspur Way, hoping to impress Antonio Conte. I can't see Jed Spence getting any game time if he stays at Spurs for the remainder of this season, especially as we're talking actively to Sporting about trying to sign Pedro Porro. So I do think it would probably be best that Jed Spence does go out on loan. Now, reports out again about Brentford goalkeeper David Raya. As I've said before, I think he's a very, very capable goalkeeper, and it is certainly a position that we do need to address in the summer. I doubt that the situation with the goalkeeper will be addressed in this January transfer window. It is fully expected by a lot of respected journalists that this will be done in the summer, and David Raya is definitely on the list of Tottenham Hotspur targets. Now, Harry Kane coming out and saying that he wants to win trophies at Spurs, and Antonio Conte also come out and said that as well in his press conference after the Fulham game. He wants to help Harry Kane and his teammates to win trophies. Of course, that is music to my ears. We want trophies. We definitely want trophies. We're way, way overdue trophies. Harry Kane, definitely deserves a trophy. He is now equal Jimmy Greaves' record with his goal at Fulham. Of course, the winning goal on Monday night. Many congratulations to him. If he plays any minutes at Preston at the weekend, I've absolutely no doubt that he will break Jimmy Greaves' record up at Preston in the FA Cup. But there's nothing that I want to see more than players like Hugo Lloris, Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, etc., lifting a trophy at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. It's got to happen one day. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, come on you Spurs.